To any Christian who is not caught up in a cult of personality surrounding Donald Trump, there is a very uneasy feeling about where our faith is headed. This is because so many of us have seen friends and family members embrace a vile man who is the epitome of the things of this world. But perhaps the worst part is that many of these Christians are now in full agreement with this man that vengeance belongs to us, not to God. That we, as Christians, must seek out retribution against all of our perceived enemies. Of course, in this narrative, the one who will be the instrument for our retribution is the very same vile and spiteful man who is all about the things of this world. But yet, despite how un-Christian all of this is, Christians seem to be all on board. And in case Christians aren't getting the message that Donald Trump is the instrument for our righteous retribution, we have his minions telling us precisely that. Check out this brief clip of what Steve Bannon said last year.
This is a crusade. This is a holy war against the deep state. Donald Trump is our instrument for retribution. Donald Trump is our instrument for righteous indignation.
Very few Christians have spoken out about how wrong this is. That vengeance does not belong to us, it belongs to God. The Bible is very, very clear on this, and no one can misunderstand what it says. Yet the delusion surrounding this extraordinarily vengeful man is so strong that many Christians have rejected what the Bible says in favor of what Donald Trump wants. Much of this un-Christian desire for vengeance among believers can be traced back to a little over a year ago when, in a speech at CPAC, Donald Trump told a crowd that he is their retribution. Here is a short video I did just after that happened. In case you weren't quite sure how vindictive Donald J. Trump is, yesterday on Truth Social he posted an all-caps threat that warned his enemies, "If you go after me, I'm coming after you." The truth is that this is less of a warning than it is a promise, and it's not just a promise of retribution against those involved in his legal problems, but it's aimed at everyone who opposes him, either now or in the future. It's also a reminder that Trump notoriously goes after his perceived enemies 10 times harder than they went after him, and in recent months he has often spoken about his desire for vengeance. The disturbing part about this is that Trump has somehow convinced a large number of Christians that he is their instrument for retribution, that they also need to seek vengeance, despite the fact that the Bible clearly and unequivocally states that vengeance belongs to God alone.
And if you put me back in the White House, their reign is over. Their reign will be over. And they know it. And America will be a free nation once again. We're not a free nation right now. We don't have free press. We don't have free anything. In 2016, I declared, I am your voice. Today I add, I am your warrior. I am your justice. And for those who have been wronged and betrayed, I am your retribution. I am your retribution. Not going to let this happen.
Trump, of course, frames his vengeance as actually being all about seeking justice, about fighting the deep state, about depoliticizing the Department of Justice. None of that is true. The reality is that Trump only cares about these things because, as of now, he can't control them. Under the pretense of seeking to depoliticize the Department of Justice, Trump's intentions are to turn it into the Department of Trump's Justice. In fact, he has already spoken of how his new administration would seek to radically clamp down on those who oppose him or speak against him with his so-called Truth and Reconciliation Commission.
I will totally obliterate and complete the job, the deep state, because there is a deep state. We're fighting it right now. I will fire the unelected bureaucrats who have weaponized our justice system and root out the warmongers and globalists from our government. We will establish a Truth and Reconciliation Commission to declassify and publish all documents on deep state spying, censorship, and corruption.
With his desire for vengeance and his threats of coming against his enemies, Trump is telling us exactly how his next term will be. It will be one that transforms the government from being of the people, by the people, and for the people into a government that is of, by, and for Donald J. Trump. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll talk to you guys soon.